Alright, welcome back. We are here at the Arcanist Guild, ready to pick up our next class quest. This one's called Tactical Planning. We're going to take this one. Yes, Misty, the time for your next lesson is upon us. You are keeping well, I trust. Taking the occasional brisk walk. One cannot form sound thoughts if one fails to maintain a sound body. Now, assuming you've been following Killy's instructions, you should be ready to face the more dangerous threats found in western Lanocé. I speak of roselings and wild jackals, and yes, I would have you vanquish 3 of each. 'Tis the perfect sample size. The first acts as a preliminary test case, the second to test your hypothesis, the third to perfect the tactics you've devised. Speaking of which, I trust your strategy will consist of more than simply flinging rune over and over again. You're not the novice you once were, and your skills in the field ought to reflect that. If you find yourself wanting for other approaches, consider an assault with rune in tandem with attacks from your carbuncle. When timed appropriately, you can deal a crippling blow to your opponent. Alright. I think she said lower, right? Is that right, though? Swift perch. Let's back up a little bit. Aleport. Okay, this is where we are. We've been to Summerford Farms. So it looks like we're going to go from Summerford Farms kind of north. And I think I've got that one. As a teleport. So let's just do that. All right. Must have gone the longest possible way around this to find the way out. Oops. Okay, I think, you know what, let's get Carbuncle out. And I think we are going this way. Oh, yay. Okay. Looks like I need one more of them. Is there one back there? There's something back here anyway, yeah. Okay, well, shackles, and now we need roselings. And I think they're just further on. But let's see, maybe I'm mistaken. Oh, we're gonna go through the gate. Okay. Let's put on some sprint then. Outside of the faith, because I don't really want to participate in that right now. Okay, before we go turn that in, let's pick up this aetheryte. Cool, cool. Now we want to turn this in Limsa, so I'm going to use return because it's free, even though it won't cool down for a while, so you know that's a bit risky, but that's okay. Welcome back, Misty. How did it feel to conquer such ferocious foes? Let us ride that wave of triumph into an even more demanding and dangerous challenge. Your next training exercise will have you accompanying Forseer Keela on one of her inspections. This experience will afford you the opportunity to witness firsthand the practical application of Arcanuma. Pray, do not tarry, Misty. Keela awaits you on the floor below with further details. Oh, really? All right. Timely appearance, as I expected. Shall we proceed directly to the job at hand? I've been tasked with examining the wares of a goblin peddler caravan run by the Boylestocks family. Our agents suspect these beastmen merchants of dealing in forbidden goods. As such, I have calculated that announcing an inspection has a 60% chance of inviting physical violence. I have prepared a strategy to respond to this possible shift into hostilities, but there is an important precondition you should be made aware of before we discuss the finer points of my plan. Though I am considered gifted in the formation of tactics, I lack the reflexes and coordination necessary to employ many of those selfsame strategies on the field of battle. Pray keep this factor in mind and adjust your perceptions accordingly. Now, should the goblins offer battle, you are to execute Combat Pattern 1345, otherwise known as Stratagem Focus Fire. You and your carbuncle will concentrate your attacks on a single foe, and one by one the enemy will wither under the combined onslaught. Probability of victory, 95%. Reports place the peddlers in the vicinity of the cookpot in Middle Lanasay. I will depart immediately to assess the situation. Seek me out once you arrive. Alright. Yeah, let's teleport to Summerford Farms. Then we'll have to watch how often we do that because I don't have a ton of gil. Oh yes, it is out here. Okay. Duty calls, commence battle for tactical planning. Alright. I am Forseer Keela of Mail Van's Gate. You are to cease all transactions and surrender your goods for inspection. Nasty, sneaky peekers. Gobby spit uplander nosy eyes on Stabby Iron. A predictably aggressive response. Very well, Misty. Remember what we discussed. Nicely done. Adaptation, improvisation. I might have been observing our beloved guildmaster himself in action. This was the perfect example of how the strategy for a given task should be tailored to the abilities of the assessor. In other words, before you begin formulating your tactics, it is necessary to fully understand your own strengths and weaknesses. On that note, there is another question I would ask you. When it comes to improving the probable success of a strategy, do you consider it more effective to concentrate on playing to your strengths or shoring up your weaknesses? Oh-ho! Again you respond as the Guildmaster once did. I must revise the probability for your potential to attain greatness to 97%. You are one to keep an eye on, that much is certain. But to return to the subject of battle plans, your calculations must include an accurate assessment of your available techniques and their relative effectiveness. This requires you to be critically aware of your own limits, the limits of your allies, and the characteristics of your enemies. I believe that covers everything for today. But please return to the guild and make your report to Mistress Thurbridge until next we meet. I shall abide here until the Yellow Jackets arrive to take the peddlers into custody. My strategies will keep me company. So it's still a while before I can use return. And teleporting is going to cost me nearly all the gil I have left. I do think I saw, must have been over here, yeah, some of my hunting log. So let's do that and see if we can get some of this while we wait for return to become available. This also gets me back. Yup. Here we are. It looks like the chocobo might be here. Oh, and it looks like maybe I already got this one. Nope. Okay. Back from the field, Misty. Keela contacted me with the summary of events. It seems you were treated to a lecture on knowing thyself. That particular lesson is ordinarily taught only to intermediate practitioners. Without a sufficient store of combat experience from which to draw, it is difficult to fully appreciate the profundity of such a seemingly simple truth. Nevertheless, I feel confident that you will soon be ready for a more ambitious assignment. Keep to your studies and maintain the razor edge of your mind. One last thing, Misty. Considering the dedication you have shown toward our discipline, I've decided to permit you leave to explore the teachings offered by other guilds. I would suggest, however, that you first master the science of Arcanuma. The strategic training you receive here will serve you well no matter the path you eventually choose to walk. Return to me when your reason tells you the time is right. Okay, a new book. Item level 10, item level 10, item level 11, 10. I think I have to take the top this time. You now have access to the armory system. Quests to unlock the other classes can be undertaken by speaking to the receptionist in the corresponding guild. There exist myriad disciplines in Eorzea that adventurers can take up. For the most rewarding experience, however, it is recommended that you first focus on mastering your current class. Okay, so now I think we want to go back to doing main story quest for a while, because we can't do another role class quest rather until we hit level 15, and we're a little ways off of that. So we're going back out to Summerford Farms. That's going to take most of my gil. I think we better run. I think that was Zephyrgate. It is. Okay. Zephyrgate it is. Let's go. Wait, where am I going? No, this is right. Okay. Oh, you know what? I got a top. I should put that on. Oh, and a new book, too. Oh, boy. That's a look. I mean, it's not the worst one I've ever seen here, but... Okay. I did decide I was going the right way, yeah? Okay, back to main story. This one is Um, Level 7. It's called Washed Up. That sea sloth, Severn and his lot, never around when there's work to be done. I'd sooner hire you for the sake of getting things done, but then the rapscallions would never learn. Round them up and let them know that Stelwern would like a word, and don't take no for an answer. Alright. It looks like some of them are literally right here. So. Okay. Work? Ha! Can't work when me hands are full lifting this mug. You know, I'd wager me last gill you'd never guess what I'm drinking. Well, let's say swill water. Well, you're right about the swill part. I reckon it might be worth a day o' doing Stelwern's chores if it'll afford me a taste o' proper grog. Okay. Looks like there might be another one, like literally right here. Okay, nope, let's try just outside the gate then. Like, aha! Groan. How am I supposed to work on an empty stomach? Go on, have a guess at what I had for breakfast. Breaded sticks or ash tuna? Let's try breaded sticks. Whoa, gods, how'd you know? It's my breath, ain't it? It probably smells as wooden as the food tasted. But I know why you're here. I'd just as soon get some real food in me. But I ain't one to reject a summons from the captain. Aha! Axes were made for splitting skulls, not stumps. You know what I did in my sailing days? Wanton slaughter. You bet your bosom I did, lass. Aye, those were the days. I reckon now I'll have to be satisfied taking me axe to the trees. Wonder which side of the river this one's gonna be on. Let's try over here. Oh, lucky. So Stelwern sent you. And what do you reckon I say to that? Damn right. Didn't get where I am by taking guff from any glorified gardeners. But I suppose I could see what he wants to get him off my back. Cool, cool. Alright, one on the other side of the river, it looks like. I am Severn, the old man's errand girl now. Oh, you the old man's errand girl now. Tell my dear old captain not to wet his britches. I'll be along. Oh, and just so we're clear, I don't care for landlubbers. Go find the chocobo you rode in on and ride on out. You continue to impress, lass. All but Severn are accounted for. It's no fault of yours he squirmed out. I've let that worm wriggle through my fingers more times than I can count. But rest assured, the next time I see him, I'll put him squarely in the dirt, where all such worms belong. Cool, cool. Looks like the next one is going to be called Double Dealing. Pains me to say, but all the gil in the world can't buy loyalty. There are some like you who can be trusted, but then there are others. Until now, I've had no choice but to rely on that charlatan Svern, even though I'm full aware he's been doing shady deals behind my back. More than once, I've heard tell of improper trading with goblins. I wouldn't be the least surprised if that were happening right now. Not a belago, a sack of oranges vanished, as did Svern. I want you to find and confront the bastard for me. Shores, I'm sure there's wrongdoing afoot, so be sure to doubt anything that comes out of his mouth. Okay, I can do that. Yep. Bloody hells, I'm up the strait without a paddle. Alright, let's see if we can find the emotes. So we can doubt. What's this now? Stalwern sent you for the oranges? Huh? So the old bugger had known all this time. Arg. What does it matter anyway? Listen, you're one of those bloody goody-goody adventurer types, right? Go rescue me mates from those double-dealing goblins. They're just over yonder by the bonfire. Okay. So you got your friends in trouble, is what you're saying, and I have to get you out of trouble? Perfect. Svern sent you? Ha, the way he flew out of here, I was sure he'd sold us down the river. Might pick your friend friends better next time, mate. If you hadn't come, my dodo would have been cooked. Cooked dodo. I owe you one. Would have gotten away myself if not for Svern shoving me aside. You saved me, mates, and for that I owe you. Suppose I should be ashamed I couldn't clean up my own mess. But a pirate knows no shame. I've no qualms about going back on my word. I'm only giving you this sack 'cause I like the cut of your jib. Take it to Orsini and send him my regrets. What have we here? A delivery from Summerford Farms? And as scheduled? Ah, there's a first time for everything. Oh, look at that. Not a single one missing either. About the only things not here are those bagmen, and I don't miss them one bit. Here's Stalworm's payment in full. With you, I can trust it'll reach him. The volcano looks like it's erupting back there. Or there are clouds, but I don't know. Pointy mountain like that now looks a little like a volcano to me. No, I'm not going to participate in the fate this time either. I'm busy. Maybe it's just a forest fire. I don't know. Sure looks like a lot of smoke over there, though. Back in one piece. That's a relief. How did you fare, Shores? Here's your money, sir. Ah, this is what I was aiming for. Looks to be all I was owed, all right. Though I'd be telling you false if I claimed I'd not held out more hope for Svern. I was even willing to overlook the skimming off the top, but to sell us all short in favor of those godforsaken goblins. You'd do well to mind yourself around that 2 gil cheat. If he'd leave his own mates for dead, there's no telling what he'd do to you. I just got a new robe. Is this one better? No. No, I don't think it is. I guess we're gonna take the gold then. Alright. Let's see where the next main story quest takes off from. Oh, it's not far. Oh, there we go. Right here. It's called Loam Maintenance. It's level 9. Blast! At this rate, the crops will never be ready for harvest. If only we had black loam. Just a bit could send our stocks soaring. I'd bet Roegadyn knows where you might find some. Perhaps you might pay her a visit in the orchard. Yeah, for sure. That Gurkant's got a head of cabbage if he thinks I'm fetching him any black loam. But if you dare to pinch some from the cook pot, then be my guest. Just mind you don't get trampled upon by the aurochs that dwell there. Once you have 3 bushels worth, take the black loam to Farewell in Tiller's Rest. He'll know what to do. Great. I get to get trampled instead of you. That's perfect. That's what that is. Okay, I am going over the bridge. All right, let's see. it up in the bank, but let's see. Ooh, I can. Oh man, this is not where I was going. Dang it, what a waste. Ah, even the weeds wither and die in this desolate dirt. There you go. But a bit of this black loam ought to change all of that. I haven't seen any in ages. Gathering black loam's not for the weak of will, nor the weak of stomach, eh? Oh, don't tell me Gurkant and Roegadyn neglected to mention where black loam comes from. Well, surely you figured it out on your own from the cloying stench. It comes from the aurochs lair, of all places. Well, why dwell on who misled whom about what? What matters is that your efforts have brought us the black loam, and we can expect a bountiful harvest as a result. Thank you. Let's see. Wristbands or wristbands? How does this compare to what we've already got? I mean, it's a higher item level, but it doesn't really do much for me. Again, same. I think I'm taking the money. Alright, this next one, Plowshares to Swords. Confounded pirates, they know nothing of tilling, only killin', stealing our shovels to melt and forge into axes, of all things. They're biting the hand that feeds them. The mangy mongrels, I'd love to teach those curs a lesson in obedience myself. If I hadn't sworn to Stalwern that I wouldn't fight no more. So I need you to bring back our farm tools and make sure those dogs reap what they've sown. Alright. Looks like it must be putting stuff on my bar again. I do hate when it does that. Okay. Nice. I wonder what those sea dogs will try and steal when there's no harvest. Here you go. Here's the tools you wanted back. Ah, good. To see the tools back, and in serviceable condition, which will be more than we can say of Svern when we get our hands on him. The wretch likely had a role in the theft. Spied him meeting the pirates in secret, I did. I couldn't care less if the wastrel won't work, but when he consorts with cut purses that take our tools away, he's crossed the line. Stall were not to know what sort of scallywag he's dealing with. Take word to him, would you? Yes. Yes, I would. Pirates making off with our tools? Frewall did well not to take matters into his own hands. Last thing I need is blood on my crops. But I'll be damned if Svern thinks he can take us for fools. His treachery won't go unpunished. Okay, is that better than the one I've got? No. Decidedly worse. So, we don't want that. We're going to take this. I do need to check this though, because nope, nothing to upgrade just yet. Alright, next. It's called Just Desserts. I think it's level 9. I've come to expect a great deal from you, lass, and you've never once let me down. Yet what I'd ask of you now goes beyond aught I've asked before. Would you hear my plea all the same? It eases my mind to have your ear. You're no doubt familiar with that scoundrel Svern by now. Well, the scheming scapegoat is at it again. Since that letter came for him, he's been skulking about in that manner he does when he's up to no good. Now, he's rounded up his rogues and buggered off with nary a word to anyone. I've grown accustomed to his insolence, but something tells me this is different. It ain't exactly damning, but when last I had words with him, he didn't look defiant so much as hunted. I can't help thinking he's gone looking for trouble and found more'n he wanted. So, I was hoping you might hunt his sorry hide down and drag it back here before it's too late. The ungrateful little cur bites me every chance he gets, but I can't quite bring myself to cut him loose. I suppose he reminds me a bit of my younger self. Suffice it to say, I'd rather he didn't come to a sticky end. As for how to find him, I'd try asking Grinywinda at the Aetheryte. She was the last one to see him. I dare say she'll be able to tell you where he was headed. Nothing that passes through those gates escapes my notice. I saw the Rouser and his rabble set out for Woad Whisper Canyon not long ago, singing about drinking themselves stupider. Cheeky sods said I should join them. I told him I'd rather shrivel up than sip whatever it was they had pickled their brains. If you find the idle swine, be sure and give him a cuff round the ear from me, will you? Yeah. Over the bridge. Okay. Of all the dirty, deceitful, darn-right, dastardly deeds that slippery bastard's done. Claiming to take the lads out for a drink only to lead us straight into a bloody trap. It don't get no lower than that. Of course, I've learned to stay a step ahead of Old Sfern, so I was ready, but the others weren't so lucky. You've got to help them. Do I, though? Oh, out over there. Okay. Let's go this way, then. My axe may as well have been a white flag for all the good it did. Hope you fare better, or the sorry bastards in there are done for. Sfern might have got us into this mess, but I ain't about to let him give his life for us. I'd sooner bow to a fishback than be in that conniving bastard's debt. To arms! Okay, looks like we're gonna have a little battle here. A true knave. You betray even yourself, Sfern. Oh. We were prepared to overlook the matter of your desertion on the condition that you provided us with suitable replacements. That was the agreement. Yet your latest change of heart leaves your debt to us unpaid. Few are they who betray the Serpent Reavers twice. You will not do so a third time. Cowering behind your protector will only delay the inevitable. Honorless wretch, your life is all you have left. And worthless though it be, we shall take it. O mournful voice of creation, grant ye this humble stone a soul, that it may wake to life. The golem could be vanquished. That woman is no ordinary adventurer. The snake slithered away. I'm only glad he did not have the chance to sink his fangs more deeply into you. Those pirates do not belong to any of the known Laminsan factions. Whom then do they serve? The beast tribes? Surely not. But the timing of their appearance coincides all too neatly with the recent surge in Sahagin and Kobold activity. Something is afoot. The question is what? Could it be that the tribes are planning to summon their primals? 12 help us if it should prove so. Limsa would be hard-pressed to keep a single primal at bay, let alone two. But all is yet speculation. I must needs find evidence. The seas continue to rise, while the lesser moon continues to fall. And ilm by ilm, the world becomes even more unlike itself. It is as Louisoix foretold. The coming of chaos has rendered the laws of nature mutable, blurring the boundary between the material and ethereal planes. Little now stands between us and the primals. But they are not here yet. Though time be against us, hope shall ever be on our side. Never did the creed of Charlian ring more true. Never did I dream that I would possess the means to see Aether. Yet, now that I do, I begin to take it for granted. How swiftly do the wonders of Charlian seem commonplace. Here, for you. Have you come for the festivities? Today the Maelstrom officially makes that great hole in the sea its training ground. Join in the celebrations. Wait, a disturbance in the etheric flow? But whence does it emanate? Seasong Grotto, perhaps. What have we here? Can you walk? "'Tis I." "Regrettably, no. He eluded me." "Understood. I will inform the Commodore." "You collapsed from your exertions. Are you suitably recovered?" Svern has apprised me of all that transpired. His account sheds some light upon how you came to be attacked by a golem of all things. The golem is a mindless automation, inert save when commanded to be otherwise. Common pirates could not hope to control such a thing, so arcane are its workings. But then, these tattooed wretches are no common pirates. They are the minions of the Sahuagin. As to their purpose, well, I shall get to the bottom of it. But first, we must escort Svern back to his place of employment. I dare say Stalewern will be wondering what has become of him. And you too, for that matter. I will bear word to him of your preservation, but I am certain he would like to thank you in person. Pray, pay the man a visit. Ah, he told me of you, but perchance he did not tell you of me. My name is Y'shtola. I am a naturalist of sorts, surveying the aether in the hope that it might offer up some clue as to our predicament. I'd say I owed you my life, but that don't cover it. If it weren't for you, my friends would be dead and all. 'Tis a debt I can never repay, but I'll not make things worse by running away. Take me to Summerford Farms, and I'll face the consequences. For reasons I cannot fathom, you seem... Forgive me. Mayhap we shall have a chance to speak again when I have marshaled my thoughts. Until our paths next cross, farewell. So, I knew you'd return. Your Stola delivered Svern a bit ago. Tales of your heroic deeds precede you. The rest came shuffling back too, a lot of them sporting the same haunted expression. It's me who's to blame for that. That and the rest. I was once a serpent raver. A thrall to the Sahagin. 7 hells! Reavers may look and sound and act like pirates, but they're not but the fishback's flunkies. Us pirates ain't much for laws, but there's one thing we won't do. We've got a code, see, but the Reavers never followed a word of it. A few years back, they started snatching law-abiding Limsons. I'd only just taken my oath when our captain bent the knee to his new Sahagin masters. I knew I had to get away. So I crept off one night, got myself a new name, and found myself a new home, Summerford Farms. Trouble is, secrets don't stay secret for long round here, and word soon spread, all the way back to the sea. The penalty for desertion is death, but the Reavers offered me a way out instead. My freedom in exchange for my mates. The letter... I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't bloody thinking. Too busy soiling myself. But you got there in the end, didn't you? When the time came, you made the right decision. The men say little to me, but I hear 'em talk of how you stood up to the Reavers at the last, of how you tried to give your life to save theirs. Be that as it may, no deed, however good, can atone for the crime of betraying your brethren. I know that, I do. That's why I'm going to hand myself over to the Yellow Jackets. I'll bring shame to the farm no more. You'll hear no arguments from me. Each man must sail according to his own moral compass. I just hope yours guides you back here someday. There will always be a place for you at Summerford Farms, lad. And I'll always be in your debt, Stelwern. Cool. This should be main story quest, level 11, thanks a million. I owe you a debt to... Oh no, this is the finish of the one that we're on. If I could ask one more favor of you, it'd be this. Tell Batteron what's happened from start to finish. I'm certain he'd put in a good word for Svern if he knew the whole story. And he is one of the few people I know who the Yellow Jackets will listen to. Well, I reckon I've asked all I can possibly ask of you. Safe travels, lass. Alright. This means we gotta go back to Limsa. Oh, you know what? No, we better not use return for this one. Because we're going to want to use it in a little bit. Bloody elves. Life on the farm ain't quite how I pictured it. Ah, but you needn't worry yourself over Youngsfern. The Yellow Jackets, as hands out the punishments, is a good mate o' mine. If I ask him nice, I reckon he'd be willin' to commute the lad's sentence from Angan to Keelallen. Kindly gent that he is. I'm only jesting with you. I'll see he's treated fair. Now, it sounds to me like you've done everything old Stalwern asked o' you and more, justifying me generous finder's fee in the process. Much obliged, lass. As for a reward, well, she's a lonely lady, this drowning wench o' mine. How'd you fancy keeping her company for a spell with free room and board? Venturin's a trying business, after all. Them as don't rest their bones every now and again tend to end up with broken ones. And take it from me, fighting ain't nearly so much fun when you're nursing a shattered arm. Got that? Good. There'll always be a free bed for you, so make use of it. Not that you'll have much time for lying around, what with all the leaves you'll be doing. Oh, didn't I mention I'm putting your name down for leaves? Our guild draws all manner of clients, offering all manner of odd jobs. Honestly, you'd be amazed how much folk will pay to avoid doing an honest day's labor. Just give Tomoki a shout whenever you feel like making a few extra gil. She'll always have some task or other for you to do. Oh, and it's all above board, case you're wondering. We're careful to stay on the Admiral's right side in here, unlike some pirates I could mention. I tell you, if it turns out they had aught to do with them kidnappings, there'll be 7 hells to pay. A proper bleedin' reckoning. Mayhap that's what Limpson needs, though. On rough seas, sometimes you have to rock the boat to right it. But we'll have time for such talk when you're well and rested. Till then, enjoy the wench's hospitality. You now have access to recommendation. This feature displays a list of quests or duties currently available in your area. The recommendation list can be opened from under duty in the main menu and will also be displayed automatically when you log in. If you find yourself unsure of what to do next, this tool makes it simple to locate activities suitable for your present class and level. Okay, before we do that, we're gonna go over here, go look at the inn, because I'm pretty sure over here we can put some of this stuff. Alright, well, we'll keep that one for now. cargo, I guess. Okay, that's weird then. Alright, now we should be on to Sky High. Should be the level 10 main story quest. Yep. How do you fare, Misty? Rested and ready to expand your horizons? Well then, I've an idea o' where you might try heading next. Have you heard o' the Skylift out in Middle Lanasay? If you've ever visited Woad Whisper Canyon, then you must have been up and down the thing at least once. It's that big bleeding scaffolding attached to the descent. You've likely seen the lads and lasses out there using it to haul cargo up the cliff face. Hard labor that, and I hear they could use an enterprising soul to pick up the odd jobs what no other bugger has time to deal with. Track down the head of the operation, bloke by the name of Wire Kent, and he'll be sure to put you to work on a task or two. Vadaron sent you out here, did he? Then consider yourself welcome at the Skylift. Look at that bloody cliff, will ya? One blast of fiery hell from that huge dragon was all it took to split the ground in half. Cargo still needs to get through, though, so this mess of wood and pulleys was our solution to the problem. Well, one of them, at least. If the gods were kind, And they ain't. I'd have about a dozen more workers to handle me growing list of headaches. Let's see. I think those might be better enough to take. So let's do it. Yeah, my boots are so tall it's hard to tell there's any difference, but that's okay. I think this one should be Thanks a Million. Level 11 main story quest. Glad I am to see you again, lass. A wagon driver just returned in a great bloody hurry, screaming about some monstrosity what sprang out from a million corn seedling in his cargo. Seems the gutless bastard tossed it over the side afore turning tail and running for his life. I need you to head down the road, recover that seedling, and deliver it to Lyof over in Swift Perch in western Lanasay. Whatever he pays you for the cargo is yours to keep. After all, I don't rightly know what else is lurking inside that plant, and you deserve to be rewarded for your troubles. Oh, and you'll also find an aetheryte in Swift Perch, so the journey should be worth your while. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, it looks like we're going through another, port. Nope, maybe not. Okay, now we're going through the... I already picked up this aetherite. But we're gonna double check. I sure did. Has Nimia herself forsaken this desolate land? I thought I understood there were risks in gambling my entire fortune on a crop of million corn. I at least expected the seedling to be delivered before disaster struck. Here you go. Is that my million corn seedling? Oh, joyous day. It may seem a paltry beginning, but the yield of this particular variety of crop plant is nothing short of astonishing. As you have undoubtedly noticed, Swift Purge lacks a certain, shall we say, vital energy. Thus I mean to restore a modicum of hope to its residents by growing a veritable ocean of corn. You, madam, seem fit to burst with vim and vigor. Might I persuade you to abide a while and help nurture this ailing settlement? This is the one I've already got, so I don't need it. Let's take the money. Cool, cool. Okay, relighting the torch. This is a level 11 main story quest. You there, adventurer. Cast your eyes toward the brewer's beacon. Does the light not seem uncommonly weak? It cannot possibly be bright enough to guide the ships sailing in the bay. I would march over to the lighthouse and investigate myself, but I am duty-bound to remain at my post. I would consider it a favor if you could make a visit to the brewer's beacon and see if aught has befallen Conswiz, the lighthouse keeper. Yeah, I can definitely do that. Actually, let's stop here. Cool. I don't very often pick up the chocobos, but sometimes it's worth it. Ooh. You say a yellow jacket sent you here. Me light's grown dim, has it? Well, o' course it bloody has. The bomb what fuels me furnace has up and buggered off, you see. If I don't get that beacon fixed up soon, there'll be trouble on the water. I know you're just the messenger, lass, but I can tell a venturer when I see one. I'm going to need you to chase down that bomb and bring back a claw what you ripped from its smoldering corpse. Take this here iron brazier and set her down in the middle of the flock, somewhere near the scarecrow, I'd say. You get a nice fire going, and that frisky bomb will soon be about. Watch you don't singe an eyebrow, lass. All you need to do is take down that runaway bomb and bring me one of its little claws. Right, here you go. Ah, you got the ashy bastard, did ya? Once I put this little firecracker in the furnace, that should keep things running for a while. I had myself a bit of a look while you was gone, and Limlane cursed me if the furnace weren't all bent and broken. Small wonder the bloody bomb was able to escape. I patched things up as best I could, but I ain't no smithy. You might want to have a chat with that yellow jacket friend of yours in Swift Perch, and have him pass the word back to someone in Limsa. Yes, that does seem like a good idea, don't it? Do we get involved? furnace is damaged, is it? Very well, I shall write up the relevant reports, but these repairs must needs be effected without delay. It seems I have another favor to ask of you, adventurer. Take yourself straightway to the Armorers Guild in Limsa Lominsa and explain the situation to Forge Master Hanza. Okay. Off to Limsa. Cool. Now, let's use return. The furnace in the brewer's beacon needs repairs. Beauregard's beard. I just sent someone out to tinker with it not a week past. Mayhap the bomb Conswiss had trapped in there was a touch too volatile. I'll have an artisan visit the lighthouse and pay special attention to reinforcing the casing of that furnace. Your work is done here, adventurer. May the navigator guide you on your journeys. That looks like a downgrade to me. So we're gonna take the money. All right. This looks like it's going to be main story quest, level 11 onto the Drydocks. What say you to taking on some work for Naldic and Vamelis? We've a great hulking warship to build and could certainly use an extra hand for any number of tasks. For your first job, I need you to run this missive over to Athbrim, the head shipwright at the Maubury Drydocks. We forge most of the ship's bits and pieces here at the Armorers Guild, but the actual construction takes place at the docks found in the south of Lower Lanase. That's also where you'll find the main offices of Naldic and Vamelis. The Maubury Drydocks is one of Limsa Lominsa's most important districts, at least as far as I'm concerned, and I'm sure you'll not regret attuning yourself to the area's aetheryte. If you've no confidence in your sense of directions, you'd be best served making use of the chocobo porters. First floor of the mizzenmast, in case you were wondering. Should you choose to make the trek on your own 2 feet, leave the city through the Tempest Gate and follow the road south. May the navigator guide your steps. I haven't done any chocobo. Let's see. I forget where she said, but let's see if we can't find it. Oh, okay. We want to go grab the little shard and take ourselves back over to the Aetheryte. That way. Alright. Take me to the Drydocks. For 5 gil, yes. Let's do that. That worked out pretty well. Alright, let's find the Aetheryte. Turn in the quest. You have a missive for me from Forge Master Hasna. I assume it pertains to the pending arrival of the materials I ordered over a moon past. Let's see it then. Blast and botheration. Another delay? I'm well aware of the shortage of skilled artisans, but this is insufferable. Sigh. My apologies. The messenger does not deserve to bear the brunt of my frustration. Might I have your name? Misty, is it? Well, Misty, this proud maiden you see taking shape before you is the Victory, the first new vessel to grace the docks since the calamity. We may have lost the bulk of our ships that fateful day, but starting with this beauty, we will restore the Maelstrom's fleet to its former glory. The Victory is more than a simple warship. It is a symbol of Limsa Lamence's rebirth, from the wreckage wrought by the coming of the Seventh Umbral Era. Thus we are striving to complete her construction as swiftly as possible, even going so far as to hire veteran shipwrights from outside the Thalassocrae. Yet, even with such unprecedented measures, there are never enough hands to handle the abundance of tasks. Should you choose to linger at the docks for a time, there is no end of odd jobs for a hard-working adventurer. Be you fair warned, there is no place here for layabouts and troublemakers. That does look like an upgrade, so we're gonna take those. Alright, let's see. Put on my new shoes. You know, that's not terrible. It's not great, but not bad. All right. Let's see. Where did we come in from? Okay, that's weird. I swear we came in on a chocobo and over here. Oh, stop. There we go. Tecumseh, and then we're gonna pause for a while after that. I think when we pick back up, we will try to do some more class quests first, and then come back to the main story. They sure make a pretty game, don't they? Alright, let's put ourselves over by the Aetheryte. Alright, that's gonna be it for right now. We will see you around later.